Hello and welcome to another episode of What Would Dad Do? Today we're going to be doing a real simple dinner called Uncle T's Salmon. It is only 3 ingredients, folks. This has got to be the easiest recipe on the face of planet Earth. So this is what we like a lot. Now here's your ratios. You got 2 to 2 to 1. So 2 parts to 2 parts to 1 part. Very simple way to remember. The 1 part is going to be the olive oil. You got 2 parts soy sauce and then 2 parts with your brown sugar. Now here we have a family of 4. So what we're going to be doing is 3 to 4 pieces of salmon. You can get it pre-sliced. You don't have to slice it up like I am. We have 1 cup of soy sauce, 1 cup of brown sugar, and half a cup of our olive oil. So that's where your 2 parts to 2 parts to 1 part all come in. So you can double your recipe for 8 pieces of salmon, however you want to do it. But I think you're going to find that this is the recipe. If you're looking for a recipe that will give your family just a nice, easy meal that you can grill out, this is your ticket. My kids would not eat fish for years and years, and we finally got them to go ahead and do this with this salmon recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our soy sauce. We're going to do a cup of that. Pour it into a little dish, as you see here. After we get our soy sauce added into this dish, then we're going to take 1 cup of brown sugar, put it in the same dish. Remember, that's your 2 to 2. Now here comes your 1. This is going to be the half cup of olive oil. This is where you want to pay attention. So it is again 2 to 2 to 1, very simple stuff. But only 3 ingredients. So we're going to do our half cup. But first, we're probably going to have to open it. All right. Now that we got it open, we're going to go ahead and add this in here. Give it a nice little stir. You want to try to stir it up as much as possible. I mean, you ain't got to be crazy about it or nothing, but we're gonna make sure to give it a nice mix over. Then after we give it a nice mix over, we're gonna go ahead and dump all that stuff into our bag, and we're gonna go ahead put our salmon in there first, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the sauce to it. Now you want to refrigerate this for about at a minimum about 30 to 45 minutes. But if you can get it in there for at least a couple hours, it is good to go. Even if you wanted to go ahead and prepare this in the morning before you left and then come back and grill it out later in the day, all those things are fine, but a minimum about 30 to 45 minutes and you'll really get a good flavor in on there. So we're just going to again dump it all into that one that one bag right there, and we're going to go ahead and scrape everything out. And then again, we are going to go ahead and let this sit. In this case, I let it set for about 3 hours before we did dinner, and it turned out perfect. But again, at least 30 to 45 minutes would be acceptable. But you can soak it in there, up to a full day, whatever, half day. Any of those things are fine. So we're just going to seal it up. We're going to get some air out of this guy right here, and then we're going to go ahead and grab a plate, and then we're going to go ahead and set it on said plate. And then we're going to throw it in the refrigerator. So we want to keep it refrigerated, so just throw it in the refrigerator, and then we're going to let it set. Mission accomplished. Pro tip, okay? When you're grilling anything, whether it be salmon, steaks, hamburgers, whatever the case is, if you don't want it to stick to your grill, oil down your grill. This is what I'm doing right here. All you need is a little pair of tongs, and I have olive oil right here or whatever cooking oil, and we're just going to go ahead and wipe down our grill super fast, okay? This is going to keep it from sticking, and it'll also enhance the flavor potentially because you're getting that charred action. You're going to love it, and it keeps your grill nice and good to go. Ooh-wee. Look at the grill marks on those things. That is perfect. That's exactly what you're looking for. Look at those black char marks. This is ideal. Didn't that salmon look good? Well, if you need something to complement it, I suggest some simple rice. Now rice is a very simple recipe. It is 2 parts to 1 part. So every 1 cup of rice, you need 2 cups of water and maybe a little on top. So we're going to go ahead and fill up our rice. We're going to use 2 cups for rice, 1 cup of water, and also we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter on top of that. Now that's to keep it from sticking into the bottom of the pan, add a little bit of flavor to it. I'm just trying to keep this super simple for you guys. Now when you're using a spoon, if it comes above the lid of the spoon, the butter, okay, that's usually referenced as a tablespoon, and if it comes below the lid, then that's usually somewhat near a teaspoon. So just kind of keep that in mind. It keeps things simple when you're just kind of using household stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take this pot cold, put it on the stove, and let it get to a boil. We're going to add a little salt and pepper to taste, but we're going to go ahead and throw this after we put the salt and pepper on there directly on the stove. We're going to crank it up to high. We're going to go ahead and watch it come to a boil, and then after we watch it come to a boil, then we're going to go ahead and give it a stir. Make sure everything's kind of stirred up in there. We're going to reduce the temperature of the oven down to low, so it's just going to simmer there. Give it one more quick little stir. And then when you look at the end product, you'll see the rice firm up, obviously. This is your end product. This is exactly what we're looking for. You can add butter or whatever else your family desires to this. I hope that helps. Now, if you'd like to have one last piece of the puzzle, I recommend some vegetables to go with this. So what we're going to do is, again, 3 simple ingredients. I've got 2 bags of broccoli and carrots, as you see. Just going to go ahead and dump both those in there with 2 tablespoons of butter. Remember, we're just looking over the top of the lip of the butter right there. Sorry, the spoon. And so you're just going to go maybe a little bit extra more. I like a little bit more butter. That's just me. Now here's a little insider tip. I do like to put a little garlic in mine as well. So I keep a little jar of minced garlic in the refrigerator and call this a teaspoon. Again, over the below the bottom of the lip of the spoon. I'm going to dump my vegetables in here on top of it, and then I'm going to throw a little bit of salt and pepper taste on there, and then we're going to go ahead and throw it on the stove top. I've been sauteing these for, call it 5-10 minutes. You can see that they're getting really semi soft, and that's what you're looking for. Just kind of to taste. Make sure you're stirring them pretty frequently, but have the lid over them. They should turn out beautifully. Look at this end product. You got the salmon all grilled up, got nice rice, and then you have your veggies. Ooh, yummy. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode of What Would Dad Do. I'm trying to keep it super simple for you guys. This is a healthy, very easy meal to make for you and your family. If you grill out just a little bit, maybe try this alongside whatever you want to do next time. I guarantee you it'll become a staple in your kids' families' lives from here going forward. You're going to love it. And let's give it all a shout. Thanks to Uncle T for the recipe.